Hey everybody, the forecasting process for next school year 2022-2023 has officially begun. Counselors were in classrooms last week in 9th grade physics classrooms and 10th grade English 10 classrooms, introducing the process to this year's 9th and 10th graders. We have not gotten into it in the 11th grade classrooms yet because 11th graders or rising seniors, they're a little bit more complicated with their transcripts and their credits, and so the forecasting process is going to be more personal for them. If you're a current 11th grader, you're going to meet with your counselor starting after spring break, and you guys are going to forecast together to make sure that you get exactly what you need because it's your last year of high school. 9th and 10th graders are a little bit easier to forecast because there's a lot more required classes and the elective choices are relatively limited. The seniors are a little bit more difficult. So in this video, I'm going to go over the current 9th grade Google form for forecasting and the current 10th grade Google form for forecasting to give a little bit more guidance if you have questions out there. Okay, so I'm going to jump right into the Rising 10th grade forecasting form. This is for the class of 2025. This is current 9th graders. So I just want to be clear, you were sent a link in an email recently for this form. And also in that email, there was a link to our curriculum guide or our course catalog, which I strongly believe that you should use while you're doing this forecasting process. It's a catalog of every single class that we have to offer at Springfield High School, a description of the class, and any prerequisite classes that need to be taken for that specific class. It's really helpful for elective choices that you don't really know much about, or if you're trying to decide on a core class, especially between different choices within that core level. All right, let's get right into this form. This is 3 separate pages essentially. So the first page I've already kind of filled out: email, last name, first name, student number is your 6-digit ID number. If you go to the next page, this actually gives a link to the course catalog here if you want to pull it up, but it goes right to science as your first core option. Most of you are going to choose NGSS chemistry because you took NGSS physics this year. If you'd like to be kind of in the honors advanced track, you can take both NGSS chemistry and biology. Those are 2 separate classes, but you take them concurrently. So you're basically doubling up in science. And this is for sophomores or next year's sophomores that by the time you're a junior, you'd like to take an advanced level science like College Now Chemistry or College Now Biology. If you go to English, you only have 2 choices. You've got English 10 or English 10 Honors, and you can read the difference in the course catalog. And English 10 Honors is open to anybody who would like to try it, not just those who are in currently English 9 Honors. Social Studies, this is a little bit confusing, but the majority of you are probably going to take U.S. 20th century history, although you may take anti-racism in U as a instead of 20th century. So read up about that in your course catalog. And the honors track or AP track is both American Government Honors and AP Macroeconomics. Those are each 1 semester class, but they're kind of taken together, meaning that if you take one, you're going to take the other. It just depends on the semester that you get. And that's kind of to set up your junior year to take AP US History. Math, most of you are going to take Algebra 1, but what if you took Algebra 1 in middle school? I would still recommend taking Algebra 1 again unless you received credit for Algebra 1 already on your high school transcript. In that case, you can take Algebra 2 or you can take Algebra 2 Honors, and you can read about the difference between Algebra 2 and Algebra 2 Honors in the course catalog. And this section is not required, but if you'd like to tell us anything or have any questions about the core above, then you can write in something there. Next one. Okay, so this is a very long list of electives that you have access to. What we'd like you to do is choose 10 elective preferences. Now, when you choose these, you just put a check mark next to them. But please, please be careful because you'll notice there's a lot of parentheses behind each of these or many of these courses. So for example, you can't take advanced metals unless you passed and did well in welding and machine technology. So there's more prerequisite information in the course catalog if you're not sure, but please only choose electives that you're eligible for and that you have interest in or that you're at least curious about. Don't check an elective if you're like, I definitely don't want it. But here's the thing, we're asking you to choose 10. You're not going to get actually 10 electives. However, we may not get your first or second or third choice, so we want choices below that. If you only check, let's say, 4 or 5 of these electives because you don't want anything else, then your counselor is going to choose the rest of electives to fill in your schedule because the 10th grade year is actually a very heavy elective year. And if your counselor's choosing them without your knowledge, then you're going to get what you get, and we base things off of availability. So we're going to see what's available at the time we schedule you and just put you in there. Okay, so please choose up to 10. At the bottom here, you'll notice it says, please indicate your top 3 elective choices from above. That means whatever you chose in that list of electives, give us your top 3 so that we can at least target those and try to get those for you as best we can. Once you hit submit here, it's off, it's done. You cannot reopen the form. So if you made a mistake, you can come to your counselor and let us know, or you can submit a second form, but please only do that unless you have to. Okay, so once you submit that form, it is off to us and we start to gather that data and try to build our master schedule. Okay, let's jump to the form for rising 11th grade. This is the class of 2024, current 10th graders. It's very similar up front, same front page. The core classes are a little bit more complicated. So your science courses here, most of you are going to choose NGSS Bio after taking Chem. You can also choose physics, especially if you've taken already Chem and Bio this year. You could also choose College Now Chemistry or College Now Biology only if you doubled up in Chem and Bio this year and you're doing pretty well. So let's go to English. Much of you will choose English 11, but there's also AP Literature, which is Advanced Placement, Writing 121, which is College Now, and College Writing 121 Workshop, along with Newspaper Lab, which is a double block class. And this is Mr. Miller's publication journalism class, so that's very specific. Social studies, much of you are going to choose U.S. Nuclear Era, or you can choose College Now Ethnic Studies instead. So read up about that class in the catalog. Or if you took American Government Honors and AP Macro this year as a 10th grader, you can choose AP U.S. History. Math is wide open. So, most of you guys in the sophomore year, if you're taking geometry right now and you're doing really well, you're going to choose Algebra 2. If you're doing okay and it's a struggle and you're not a great math student or it doesn't come very easy to you, I would choose Financial Algebra or Introduction to Data Science, which you can read about both of those in the course catalog. So that's going to be the majority of juniors. But again, Algebra 2, which is also College Now Math 95, could be also a choice for any of you that want to go to that next level. If you're currently taking Algebra 2 or Algebra 2 Honors, you're going to choose one of these classes, Contemporary Math, Statistics, or Pre-Calculus. Or of course, if you're in Pre-Cal now, you'll take Calculus. So if you get this wrong by any chance, we will correct it. Okay, so don't stress too much about math because we often get recommendations from your current math teacher anyway. And we'll keep going. So this is going to be the same type of thing. You're going to choose up to 10 electives that you'd like to take, or at least that you're interested in. Current 10th graders, you have a few more choices than the current 9th graders, but essentially it's the same type of list. So go through this carefully. Please check 10. Again, you may not necessarily take all 10. In fact, you most likely won't, but you're giving us a list to choose from. And then at the bottom, just like the other form, you're going to list your top 3 choices from above so you can give us a better idea. And then once you hit submit, it's done. Okay, so that's the rising 10th grade, the rising 11th grade, and current 11th grade. Once again, we are going to meet with you one-on-one as counselors after spring break, so don't panic. You guys are coming soon, and we're going to make sure that each of you guys, we go over your transcript, we go over your choices, and we forecast for what you need exactly. Okay, I hope that was helpful, and I will put another video up here when there's another topic I need to clarify. Take care.